Now, deal or no deal?
Howie Mandel's rise and fall. An unexpected resurrection as TV's biggest star is a Hollywood story in itself. Tonight, we talk to friends, family, and of course, Howie himself about one of Hollywood's new players tonight on Hollywood Stories.
It's the banker.
Many people know Howie Mandel today as America's favorite game show host, but older folks remember Howie's first rise to fame in the 80s as a young, zany comic who didn't shy from shocking audiences.
Oh man, the things I did. You know, one thing I thought I'd never live down was where I blow up a latex glove over my head. Oh man.
Not being limited by conservative views on what a stand-up comedian does, Howie shot straight into the public's consciousness with high-profile appearances such as The Tonight Show, a regular on St. Elsewhere, and various movie roles. Howie Mandel wasn't going anywhere just yet.
Oh man. You know, one thing that people don't remember is that I was the voice of Gizmo in the Gremlins movies. Oh man, the things we did on the set. The things I did. This one time, I snuck up on little Corey Feldman and he pantsed him. Oh wow. That was fun.
In 1990, Howie made his biggest gamble to date by funding production for two little-known screenwriters for a film which would become Little Monsters.
Yeah, before we started raking in the cash for the screenplays Shrek and the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, it all started with a movie called Little Monsters.
Mandel backed production for the film with his own money, with a few concessions for himself.
One stipulation was that I play the role of Maurice, the lovable man-child monster.
But the stipulations didn't end there. Howie first demanded that his fellow co-star be 11-year-old child star of the Wonder Years, Fred Savage. Howie demanded that one scene he wrote be added to the film.
Howie insisted on filming this one scene. Well, it had no connection really with the rest of the script. In the scene, his character, Maurice, pantses Fred Savage.
Production on Little Monsters commenced in the spring of '89, but problems would arise on day one of shooting.
Howie demanded that we shoot this scene where he pantses Fred Savage first, which we were fine with that, it didn't really matter. But what we did not understand was his need to perfect the scene over 463 takes.
What people don't know about me is that I have OCD. The director said it took 2 weeks to film, but for me it went by so quickly.
After the first scene was finally committed to film, the rest of the movie was shot. Howie insisted that he'd only do one take of each scene thereafter, sometimes having extras in Maurice makeup to do his scenes.
What the fuck? What an asshole.
He was a jerk. In the spring of 1990, Little Monsters was released to theaters nationwide. It fared poorly at the box office, but that did not damper Mandel's spirits in a sequel with co-star and his new best friend, Fred Savage.
Oh man, I had the second script set up. It was me and Freddie on a cross-country road trip. Oh, yeah.
Basically, it was a 3-hour film in which every scene he pantses that little boy from the Wonder Years. Fuck that!
With chances of a sequel growing even dimmer, Mandel started spending all of his free time at the Savage household.
People don't know that Bobby wasn't the original name for that cute little kid.
Fox hoped to save Mandel's spiraling career by offering him a cartoon series that would benefit from his old stand-up act. Fox had to intervene at the 11th hour when they changed the name to Bobby's World. This outraged Mandel, who wished to keep the title, Fred Savage's Tight Pants That Need to Be Pantsed. Fox scored a hit, and the PR machine kept Howie's spiraling life out of the papers. Fox was successful to keep quiet on the restraining order that Fred Savage's parents quickly placed on Howie. With his best friend gone and money to burn, Mandel quickly went on a splurge of surveillance equipment and private investigators to spy on Fred Savage. It was reported that Mandel, in a fit of rage in 1995, punched a private investigator that told him that Fred Savage was now 19 years old. A court-mandated counselor had this to say of Howie. Howie Mandel suffers not only from obsessive-compulsive disorder, but also from an unhealthy infatuation with 12-year-old Fred Savage. Mr. Mandel cannot grasp the fact that Fred has grown up and is no longer a prepubescent boy. Former allies also turned on Howie at this time. Howie's hopes of once again working with Fred still haven't diminished.
Hey, can I say this into the camera? Freddie? Howie. I got a proposition for you. I got this script for a cross-country road trip. You and me. So what I want to know is, deal or no deal? I'll wait for your call, Freddie.
Shortly after this interview, Howie met Fred Savage. The shock of seeing Mr. Savage as a 32-year-old man put Howie into a coma. Reruns of Deal or No Deal aired to this date.